Hi everyone, I'm Faith. We're in the beautiful downtown area of Chicago today at the White House Park. You might see a few leaves falling behind me and actually hear a few sounds of the city as well. We've seen some really cool planes pass by, so maybe you'll get a peek at one. Let's go ahead and get rolling. We're gonna start by standing on your bellicon. If you have stability bars, you can use them. So you can attach one on either side. You can hold on to the handlebars and then step up from the back side of your bellicon, one foot and then the other foot. Let's do a quick body scan. So you're gonna go ahead and stand with the legs sit bone distance. And if you're not sure where that is, it's about if you took your foot, one foot like this, and then opened it back up, that's your sit bone distance position. Be sure that you're not rolling in on the feet, but that they're nice and neutral, and that the toes are relaxed, and you feel weight evenly placed in the front and the back part of your foot. Moving up the body, be sure your knees are in alignment, and your hips, and that your shoulders are just relaxed and drop down. Before we begin, let's just find the belly button, midsection of the body, and just take a nice deep inhale, breathe in, and as you exhale, feel your belly button draw into your spine. And I'll keep reminding you of pulling in the core as we go so that you keep that stability. Relax your arms down, keep your gaze nice and high, and find a nice long spine. This workout today is going to be very light, so if you still feel like you need to take a few breaks, always feel free to come back to just a standing position. Even standing on your bellicon is actually still working your balance, so that's always fine if you need it. Relax your arms. Let's just start by lifting the shoulders up to the ears on an inhale, and an exhale, just rolling the shoulders back and down. Nice and easy. Again, nice easy inhale to lift, and exhale to roll them back. Keep this going. You don't have to force them down. Just let gravity pull. Nice, easy exhale. 2 more times, breathing in and relaxing down. 1 more time, lifting up and relaxing down. Good. The next thing you're gonna do is find your outer hip muscles. So if you take your hands and you find what's called your glute medius, there are these outside glute muscles. You wanna engage them a little bit. So you wanna be sure you're not sitting out in the hip, but that you're actually lifting up the sides of the glutes. So see if you can be aware of that as we're moving. Relaxing your shoulders down, all I want you to do is practice a little weight shift. So you're gonna take a little weight to one side and then just to the other side. And this is very simple. You'll find one knee will bend as you do this. And what I'm looking for is that when you shift the weight to one side, that you don't displace your hip, but that you keep the glute muscles engaged. I'm also looking for your knee and your toe alignment, so everything is forward. So we're just shifting, so you can feel how your weight on the bellicon naturally will slide side to side and sway. Very good for you, and then keep your core in as you're doing this. So just very simple movement here. You might feel a little bit of a shake, the stabilizer muscles working in your body. Really nice. Just a few more to get comfortable, very simple. Make sure you're standing tall. And then I know this is a very serious movement, but try to smile and enjoy it, relax into it. And then just find both legs nice and long, come back to center. We want to keep a light bend in the knees so that you're not locked, but be sure that they're pointing forward and that they're not rocking together. Relax your arms nice and easy side to side, and all I want you to do is take a light vibration. So this is what I call a closed chain exercise, meaning that your feet are not even lifting off the mat. So you're just letting the bellicon bounce you, and you're using a little bit of your body weight to get a vibration. So very simple. And as you're doing this, try to relax the toes, lift the arches of the feet, and be sure that you're not rolling in on the inner part of the ankle. Relax your arms. You might find that they actually swing a little bit. That's good. You can let them be released. Relax your shoulders. Let the extra G-force drop your shoulders down away from your ears. Do try to keep your belly engaged though. We don't want to overarch the low back, so keep this nice and solid. And then pay attention to what these outer hip muscles are doing. Those are still nice and engaged, nice and supported. Good. Again, my whole foot is still on the mat. Nice light bend at the knees. The glutes are a really important stabilizer, so do try to squeeze your backside. Make sure you're breathing. Let's add on. We're going to reach the arms forward. You're going to hold them right in line with your shoulders. My palms are facing one another, and I'm really trying to think of my shoulders pulling down. So if you're not sure if they're down, just lift them up once and then drop them down, and that way we know they're down. Try it one more time, just a little lift up once and then drop them down. And just try to hold your arms here. If you're working with your stability bar or your hand bar, your support hand bar, just rest your hands on them if you still need them. All right, moving into our next song. Arms are nice and strong in front, palms are facing one another, and just holding. We're gonna take the arms, reach them long out to the side to open the chest, and then very slowly bring it forward. Good, controlling your bounce. Nice and long, and forward. Pay attention to what your core is doing, so core stays engaged. If you find that your body weight is shifting back or forward, take a little thought about what the feet are doing and notice if you're shifting back on your heels or forward on the heels. And that might help you if you think of the weight in your feet being placed a little more equally. Good, 2 more times, little open. Nice and slow forward. 1 more time, nice wide open. And then let's lower the arms back through the front and then through the center. That way if you have your support handlebar, you didn't knock into it. Flip your palms to face backwards, and we're gonna take a little posture exercise. Try to keep your long spine, and we're just gonna press the arms back and forward. Nice and slow, move at your own tempo. As you press the arms back, you're gonna imagine your shoulder blades drawing down away from your ears, so we engage the postural muscles in the back. Keep that bend of the knees, and keep breathing. Nice deep inhale. And nice light exhale. Good. Nice and slow. Be sure your palms are facing back. That's an important thing to remember. Now see if you can go a little faster with those arms and see if you can add that extra balance challenge. Good, and then bring the arms forward again. Flip your palms in. Again, plug your shoulders down. Next added challenge, we're gonna take little arm circles out. And as you're circling the arms, be sure that they're not way out here, but that they're right in line with your shoulders, exactly. Keep your knees bent, that will allow you to find that nice soft bounce. And then reverse the arms. Again, allow your shoulder blades to drop away from your ears. Find your core. If you really think about pulling your belly in here, you'll find extra stability. Reverse those circles. You might even feel a little bit of burn. And last one, little reverse. Good. Keep your arms long. Let's flip the palms to face downward. We're going to take an additional mid-back exercise. So you're very slowly going to peel your elbows wide to the side and then bring it forward. And what you're gonna feel is when you pull your elbows down and back, you'll feel the bottom tips of your shoulder blades pulling a little bit closer together. Almost feels like I'm cracking a little bit of a walnut in my shoulder blades. And then be sure they spread wide apart as the arms come forward again. Nice and smooth. Always checking with your breathing. Good. Nice, one more time. And push the arms forward. Let's take a little bit of a break. So we'll settle our bounce. Good, always settle slowly and then find a nice tall spine. Let's take the feet a little bit wider now. So instead of the sit bone distance, I'm going a little bit wider than my shoulders, but still being sure the toes are forward. Again, stressing a little bit of weight on the outer part of the foot and into the side of the hip muscle. Find your core position, relax your shoulders down. We're gonna take a little bit of a squatting motion now. You're gonna really make sure the belly stays engaged, and we're gonna send the hips back and the chest forward slow. Palms facing the floor, and then slowly stand up. Yep, and we're gonna move through really slow here so that you can find your positioning. As you're going down, be sure that you didn't go like this with the knees. Ooh, we don't wanna do that, guy. Keep them wide so that these outer hip muscles are engaged. Keep your chest lifted, and then squeeze your glutes on the way up. I'm gonna give you a little side view. If you have the stability bar, you can hold on to the bar and also do this with the bar like this. So if you need that extra little bit of balance, you can take that. So again, hips are back, chest is forward. core pulls in, glutes squeeze. So I'm thinking 2 body parts work, abdominal muscles and glutes, both sides of the body. Keep this going nice and slow. It's also balance. You'll feel maybe a little bit of shake through the legs. Nice and simple, down and slow up. Good, breathing. I always recommend taking your bellicon outside if you can. I'm getting a really nice breeze here. It feels so good. 2 more. In Chicago. 1 more, and we're just gonna hold it here. Now again, for a second, peek at your feet, notice if you rolled in. Weight on the outer parts of the feet, toes forward, abdominal muscles engaged. Shoulders down as much as possible. Just hold it. For 8 and 7, a little more core, 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2, standing up. Good. We're going to try an exercise for the muscles in your spine, the stabilizing muscles. We're going to come back to that position now. This time we're going to take the hands and make a V. Before we go into this, take a little bend of the knees, not the big one, and bring the V in line with your sternum, in line with your chest. Pull your shoulders down and just give your hands a little bit of a squeeze, and you'll feel these lat muscles engage. Keep them engaged and then open your arms to the side. Now take your squat forward and hold it. Hips back, chest forward, core engaged. Here comes our next song. All we're gonna do is slowly scissor your arms, and your goal is not to move your spine. Shoulders down. Again, alignment, and then go a little faster. See if you can keep your torso very still. And see if you can go a little faster. Torso nice and still. Good, hold it, and then come back up. All right, let's try a little bit of weight shifting. So bring the feet a little bit closer in. However, if you're finding it a little bit too challenging to balance with them close in, then open them wide again. So you can adjust the distance as needed. Take your hands again to those outer hip muscles, and let's just practice an easy shift. And don't worry yet about finding the beat. Work more at your own pace. What I'm looking at in this shift is that your knees point forward, and that again, you don't do the, I call it the 16-year-old girl shift. So the hips aren't going side to side, but these glute muscles are staying engaged. Hands can go on your bar if you need them, or just relax them down. And let's begin this easy weight shift. So again, weights going from one foot to the other foot, knees are bending, and then just relax your upper torso, let it be. If you really focus on relaxing, your shoulders will naturally pull back, so you can really let gravity help you. Let your arms swing. Find your abdominal engagement again. You can always take your hand there, check in with it. Sometimes I need a little tactile cue, a little bit of hand to belly to remind me. And then let it go. Good. All right, let's try a little bit of a bounce. We'll take a little bit of an open chain exercise, meaning our feet will leave the mat briefly. If you feel like this becomes too challenging, come back to this shift that we're doing. Totally fine. Otherwise, let's just practice our first exercise where the feet will come off the mat. If you feel more comfortable with your support handlebars, go ahead and use them. Otherwise, relax the arms down and take a light bounce. Take a moment to get comfortable. I have a light bend in my knees, trying to focus on toes pointing forward, arches lifted, nice neutral foot. Again, my arms look floppy because they're just relaxed. Sometimes we do want to work the arms. We will use weights in some workouts, but for this purposes of this, we're working a little bit more on getting comfortable with your bellicon and rejuvenating, relaxing. So let your arms go. Find your core and breathe. Let's try a little bit of coordination work. We're gonna open and close your legs. When you're ready, give it a try. Nice and light. Again, I'm not coming off the mat very high, very small. Light bend of those knees is important. And remember, you might be working on a different bungee strength than I am. I'm on a medium right now, so your bounce may be a little bit different than mine. So you might not necessarily be matching my bounce. That's okay. Good. If you don't have your bars on, then you can add a little open close of the arms, but if you do, just keep them down by your side so you don't hit your bars. Find your nice long spine. Find your breath. lengthen your arms so they can still be relaxed but have a little bit of energy through them. So see if you can find that energy nice and long. Very good. Good, let's come back to home base, back to center. Very good. All right, let's take it back to our shift. So very slowly settle your bounce, bend your knees and engage your core to stop vibrating. That's always a good trick. If you use this, then your bounce will stop. Let's come back to our shift. Let's take the legs a little wider. And then you can try to catch this song, this tempo. It's nice and light. Outer hips engaged, keep them engaged. Nice, easy shoulders. We're gonna take a little stretch for your chest. We're gonna take a big inhale, reach the arms forward, and then we're gonna flip the palms and circle them back. Nice and slow. Again, reach forward, big inhale, and circle them back. One more time. If you're having trouble balancing, make your circle smaller. Yeah, so it may not be a full circle, it might be more here if you need a little bit more control. Good, now let's try to do the reverse. So we're gonna come from the back. Again, make it a little smaller if you feel like you're needing more balance, and then bring it forward. Nice deep inhale, and take it forward. Good. One more time. Good, and then relax the arms down, shake them out. Good. Relax any tension in the fingers and the wrists, in the shoulders. Very good. All right, next song. Keep your shift going. We're gonna go right into it. All right, so you'll hear this beat is a little bit faster. So in order to get that speed, I have to bend the knees just a little bit more. I'm gonna work a little bit under tempo initially, and then we can maybe try to go a little faster, but see if you can find a little quicker beat. Easy shoulders. Let's come back to a center bounce, so no shifting, just here. There you go. And then if you bend your knees a little bit more and add a little bit more of your body weight into the bounce, you'll be able to hit that speed. Engage your core so that you can move quick. Drop your shoulders, smile, lifted cheekbones. Very good. Okay, let's settle this. New move. Engage your core to stop your bounce. Hands can go to handlebars or they can relax down by your side. We're gonna try a march. The first thing you're gonna do is shift your weight to one side. I always have my hand here because I'm always reminding myself that I need to engage that outer hip muscle. That's always something I'm working on. And then see if you can lift one heel off and then just shift sides. So we're beginning to change a little bit more weight, and eventually a foot is gonna lift off. So just getting comfortable with what it feels like to lift a foot off of your mat. As you lift it off, still paying attention to the knee alignment. Very good. Okay, now come back to center, and then see if you can narrow your feet just a little bit. Again, if you need your support handlebars, use them. And then very slowly try a march. Just get comfortable with it up and down. And it's actually nice not to try to copy me too much because your bodies are all very unique. So just start at your own timing. Go the height that you feel comfortable going. And then take your hands to your hip bones if you don't need the bar and try to get these hip bones even. So I know for me, I have a little hip imbalance on one side and it's always really challenging to get one hip even with the other. So you might feel a little bit even. Do your best you can to feel what it feels like to get even on both sides. And then let's see if we can actually take it up to tempo. So it's up, down. Exactly. There we go. Really nice. Good. Soften your bounce or your step. Really nice. Take your legs a little bit wider. Let's just finish with one breath together. Again, toes forward, being aware if you're here, but really truly parallel. A light bend in your knees. Let's just take a big stretch up, big inhale, and exhale. And if you have your bars, just keep your hands above the bars. Again, big inhale up, and a nice easy exhale down. Really nice work. Enjoy the rest of your day or your night, and thank you for bouncing with me.